So today I'll be replacing the bed, well at least modeling the locker that'll be replacing the bed. So yeah, I think the bed probably takes up a little too much space for each employee, so I'm going to be replacing it with a metal locker, which will be a bit more compact. It'll work the exact same as the bed, just be a bit more space efficient. Okay, so I was saying, I need to change the code a little because at the moment the employees expect to be assigned to a bed, but this is not a bed, and attaching a bed script to this is just a bit of a messy solution. So I think I'll split this script up a little into a new, like, employee station script, and then that can be attached to both beds and lockers. I think that to avoid confusion, I will label everything to assign to lockers rather than lockers or beds, just because I think going forward it's not going to make sense to assign to beds. So I will keep the functionality to assign employees to beds just for to support existing saves, but going forward I'll word it to assign an employee to a locker rather than a bed. Alright, you guys want to ask any questions? Localization, yes, I am. I was originally gonna do a community localization thing, but seeing as porting to consoles is probably going to be coming up sooner than I originally thought, I'll probably work with a localization company to do official localizations. I'm expecting to hopefully have that done. May. Realistically sometime in June, I think. And my initial language support is probably going to be... I'm going to run down here somewhere. I was just looking at the Steam user stats as well as the stats for the schedule and community, and so I decided that the initial languages will be... I don't know where I wrote them, but from memory it will be German, French, simplified Chinese, I think it was Russian, and Portuguese from memory, and maybe another one that I'm forgetting to name. So I'll get those initial ones done first, and then of course I can do more in the future as well. GeForce NOW, yes, that's actually pretty easy to switch on. The only thing is you need cloud saves to work really, they need to be really solid, and just because there are some issues with Steam Cloud syncing at the moment, I'm getting that sorted before I switch on GeForce NOW. That's actually what I'm doing in this next update. So probably in a week or two weeks from time, I'll have all the Steam Cloud stuff sorted, and then I'll be able to switch on GeForce NOW easily enough. How many lines of code? I think 140,000, something like that. But probably 20 or 30,000 of that is third-party libraries and stuff. So code that I've written, probably a little over 100k. Any update with Steam Deck? Yes, I'm working with a company on that. They're gonna give me some advice for porting to Steam Deck. How did you make the characters? All the modeling was done in Blender, rigged in Blender as well. I used Mixamo for a lot of the animations. When is this update expected to be out? So the update that's in beta at the moment, assuming everything is working, there's nothing terribly wrong, I can probably release that fully today. And this update, this next update that I'm working on now, which will include the lockers, as well as item filters for handlers and some other improvements to employees, will probably be... I'll have it in beta sometime next week, and then fully released hopefully towards the end of next week. Box truck. Good act. I do want to add bigger vehicles. I remember back early on in development, I did a flatbed truck that's pretty much usable. It's just not in the game right now. So I probably will actually get this implemented at some point, because it's a good storing a lot of stuff. I'll probably actually maybe add this in when I add driver employees. Good time for it. It's a texturing program. I was using Substance Painter. I use a little bit of Photoshop as well when I need to hand paint stuff. Thinking of hiring more devs onto the team? Yes, I am actually. Probably the first person I'd like to bring on is an artist, just because I am mostly a programmer. That's what I'm best at. I can get by with art, kind of, but I'm not. I'm not particularly great at it. So it would be great to have someone who's a real pro at that, and that I can get all the art to. There be cartels to fight with eventually? Yes, the cartel will be coming. That's definitely a that'll be one of the first options for the first feature vote. So the options will be Shrooms, police expansion, or cartels. Those will be the three options. And I need to set up the in-game voting system, which I will do at some point this month, and I'll do that vote hopefully in the first half of this month. I'd like to get like properly to work on the next big update once this employee update's done. When will we be able to buy the brick building? Yeah, so that one, if anyone's not aware, there's a big mansion up in the residential area. I'll show it now. It's all, the interior's pretty much fully fitted out. It's pretty much ready to go. I'm sure some people have figured out how to like modify the game files to unlock it early. But that will be related to the Cartel update. And yes, that will be a usable property at some point. It may not be purchased just like how how all the other properties are purchased, but it will definitely be usable. And this is the one here. It's got like a little motor court out here and some interiors all, rooms all through here. A good amount of space. Yes, that will be coming. Plan on adding more guns? Yeah, I do actually. So at the moment there's the revolver, which is like the cheap option, and then the M1911. I do want to add like a another like semi-auto gun with maybe more ammo, more rounds in the per magazine, faster fire rate, maybe less damage. But that will be probably the next gun. Also more melee weapons as well. I want to add like a I don't know, I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of options for the golf club. That'd be a fun one. Golf club, maybe a pool noodle, good stuff like that. Taser? Yes, I'm gonna also make the taser purchasable. Will the police get harder? Yes, I'm gonna do a police expansion at some point that will include probably different levels of police activity as you progress through the game. So you'll start with just the local cops, and then if you reach a certain level with like you're making big moves in town, maybe they'll bring in the DEA, or the fictional equivalent. That'll step up the police activity. There'll be a police helicopter at some point. I just need to expand the map a little first. But yeah, the police will be a lot more of a much more formidable force in the future. And there'll also be other options for interaction, like bribery, getting dirty cops, that sort of stuff. So yes, that will be expanded. What was the hardest feature to add? I mean, as a whole, multiplayer is always a pain in the ass, just because everything gets way more complicated. Like, I'd say the average thing is just 3 times harder when it has to be set up for multiplayer. So that was the biggest, like, major feature. Like, the game probably would have taken half the time if it wasn't going to be a multiplayer one. Just was important to me to have multiplayer. Yeah, but smaller things, I guess. Probably the vehicle driving AI. It's a little jank, but even getting it to that level was just a pain. It's like, there's a big, like, I'll show you how it works, kinda. Anywho, there's a big, like, navigation mesh made out of triangles, and then that's initially used to calculate a path for a vehicle from one point to another, and that path is run through like a smoothing algorithm to give it like a less jaggedy path that a vehicle can actually follow. And it does some extra post-processing so that like it exits the road if it needs to go off-road at the right point. It's certainly not a perfect system. The driving AI is, yeah, very basic, but still just getting anything to work was a massive pain. Consolidating the save files. Yeah, so previously the way the game saves everything is find an example. Everything is split up into very small individual files. So like for like a property, for example, the car wash, it's like each object has its own folder, and then there's files within that folder, and there's just, yeah, I mean, a big set like late game save can have like thousands of really small files, which is fine. It just doesn't work too well with Steam Cloud Sync. Generally, it works better with a larger amount, I mean, a smaller amount of larger files. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. In this most recent update, the one that's in beta, I've consolidated a lot of the these ones. So like products, there used to be an individual file for each product. Now it's all combined into this one big file. Same with like the world storage entities and stuff like that. Trash. So yeah, most of it's consolidated now. I still need to do the NPCs. At the moment, they still have their own individual folders and files for like the customer data, the base NPC stuff, relationship. All of that needs to be combined into one big file. So that's what that is, and that should hopefully be done in the next update. And that'll mean basically faster saving, faster loading, less errors with Steam Cloud syncing. Yeah, overall a good time. Car robbing? Yeah, that'd be cool. I do want to add more opportunity for shenanigans at some point, so breaking into car trunks, maybe breaking into buildings at some point, stealing cash, just more, you know, devious activities. I think that'd be fun. Stealing people's mail. Once again, will you add high heels or girly stuff? To the best of my ability, yeah. High heels will be a bit of a challenge because when you put shoes on, it actually I can demonstrate it. It doesn't actually lift the character up. It just kind of shrinks their feet to accommodate the shoes. So high heels is going to be a bit of a tricky one. But more girly stuff, I will try my best. I know the female hairstyles are a bit limited right now. Modeling hair is difficult. But yes, I'll do my best there. When is weather being added? I'm actually very excited about doing weather. I think having rain and fog and storms and stuff will really make the world feel a lot more alive. Probably I need to do the employee update and then community voted one, and then that. So sometime in probably late June or July, I think. This is how the shoes work. So you put shoes on and it just shrinks your feet to fit them in. I'm not sure how that's going to work with high heels. What about being able to create a stamp or logo for the products? Yes, definitely. I'm going to add a in the future that you'll have the ability to create your own custom like logo for your organization. So I'll set up some sort of drawing feature, or maybe even make it so that you can like import your own custom PNG or whatever, and you'll be able to throw that on your product packaging, on your vehicles, maybe on like your employee uniforms. Yeah, that'll be sick. Eventually going to add more areas like the casino, mini golf. Yes, so more mini games coming. The first one will probably be fishing, because you know everyone loves a good fishing mini game. Yeah, you'll just be able to catch fish, maybe sell them down at Randy's fishing hut. And maybe you could catch some other stuff as well. Maybe a brick of cocaine could be a rare drop. something like that. So yeah, first up will be fishing, and then I'll add some more mini games in the future, more like odd jobs and stuff. There's actually a fully functional forklift in the game that I added early on back when I was you used to have to be able to pick up pallets of items and load them onto your trucks, which was cool. It was just a little tedious. So there's a fully functional forklift that I spent like 2 weeks on, and I'd like to use that at some point. So maybe I'll make some sort of forklift mini game where you get to like load pallets and shit, and you get paid some cash for it. Okay. Alright, that's still assigned to that. That's good. Alright. Nice. I think that's working. Let me check for all the different types of employees. Sweet. Alright, I think that's just about done. I'll get a sound for like the opening, closing. I'll sort that out later. Sweet. Mark that off. Save. No errors, that's good, maybe. Jeez. Well, it isn't too pretty, but it looks like it's stored everything. Customer data, yeah. Supplies. Yeah. It looks like the save stuff is working. Now I'll set up stuff.
Do you think we could ever get an accountant to help launder money for us?
Accountant to I mean, the laundering at the moment's just like, you know, clicking the button, but I will, when I add drivers, they'll be able to take money to your businesses for you, and I'll probably add like a checkbox where you can set them to like automatically launder as soon as they arrive.
Oh yeah.
I do want to add some sort of like manager employee at some type. It could even maybe be like Will Nelson himself plays a role where it's like a high level manager employee that can like coordinate all the other employees fully automate the entire system.
What do you think about adding a way to make alcohol, selling it to the bar or casino?
Moonshining would be cool. There is going to be a liquor update. I'm going to add the interior of this hut, add drinkable liquor, which would be good fun. But yeah, actually manufacturing liquor, that would be cool. It'll probably come after I add the other 3 drug types first. Yeah, that would go.
Damn. So there's a stack.
These expand out into the horizon.
Yeah. Some people double stack them on top of each other.
probably gonna nuke performance when actually this should be combined. It might have a bit of a performance hit.
Oh, this is the main menu.
It's the main menu, it's alright.
What do you think about the Roblox copies of Schedule?
Fine.
The Roblox copies.
Why not?
All these stacks, yeah. Explosive moonshine.
That's 25 stacks.
Surely.
How many? I wonder how many tries. 3 million tries. 3 million's not terrible. It's alright.
Yeah. I had a look at the art channel Discord recently. There's some major, amazing bits of art in there.
I've not, but I will check that.
Any new drugs? Yeah, like coming shrooms and stuff.
Yeah, next one would be shrooms, and then probably MDMA, and then finally heroin. Those are the ones that are locked in, and then I'm open to.
He's naked, lol. Is LSD in the future plans?
Maybe. The production is just a lot of really heavy chemistry. So I try and choose drugs that whose production differs quite a lot from one another, and also is also actually fun to do. So the 6 that I have planned at the moment, their production methods all vary quite a bit. LSD is just, it's a lot of wacky chemistry. If I can make doing all that chemistry fun, I'll do it, but yeah, I'll have to see if it works well gameplay wise.